gentlemen. Well, we started rehearsing here. In a place just down the road, as a matter of fact, a barn. Started rehearsing there. I wrote some stuff here at the house. And we went down and tried different formats of riffs and things. Put a rough idea together. We had 8 or 10 numbers. And then went to the West Indies to record it. But when I got there, I ended up writing new stuff.
Right.
So the ones that I had were never used. I used just a couple, really. I ended up writing new stuff, and then we just went from there, really. Just done it in perhaps about a month, I suppose. We had it down. The whole thing, all the backing tracks and everything was down. And it took that long before now, and that was like nearly a year ago.
Yeah, because it seemed, there was rumours of you having an album out, the album out in spring. There were promoters sort of organising,
that's right,
getting dates together in Europe around March, April.
Yeah.
And then nothing happened.
No, that's right.
Well, you see, you have quite a few problems getting it together.
Well, what happened, it wasn't so much getting the album together, it was, the problem was, it was we changed producers halfway through. Well, after the Montserrat thing, we came back to London to our studios, and we had problems with the producer, and he just disappeared. We couldn't find him. He'd gone somewhere. Jeff Glixman. And I don't quite know what happened, but he just disappeared, and then we tried to get hold of him to find out when he's coming back, and he'd gone on holiday somewhere. So we were stuck between getting studio time and getting producing, and I didn't particularly want to do it myself again. So then we just sort of got another chap, Big Coppersmith, and he done the vocal tracks, and then we got Chris Tangerinas, who was an old friend, to finish it off. And we're reading all the vocals again with Chris.
Yeah, he was off from hard rock music for a while.
Chris?
Yeah, he was doing pretty good.
Yeah.
He did YNT, Rock Goddess.
Yeah.
But then he was pop music.
Really? I know he did a Japanese band, but I don't know what else he's done.
Well, and you had problems with lineup as well.
Yeah, we had a problem with the lineup. We changed.
So Ray Gillan disappeared,
Well, Ray Gillan was there, but Ray Gillan, he sort of, all he basically done was rehearse with us because he didn't write anything. So what we done was, when he decided to go, we got a chap from Birmingham which suited us better because he's from the same hometown. And it's a bit of a mix-up really, because when we started the album we had a different lineup to what we finished with. We had Dave Spitz on bass when we started. Anyway, we got to Montserrat, and Glixman wanted to change Dave and get Bob Daisley, you see.
Yeah.
So he got rid of Dave and we got Bob Daisley. And so Bob came over to West Indies, and we've done all the bass tracks again with Bob, So it's sort of gone like that all the way through from start to finish. But now it's all right now, everything's settled now. And we've got the vocals on with the different vocals. And that's it really.
Well, you seem to have a long story of singers in the band, since Ozzy left.
Yeah.
There's been like Ronnie, you had pictures with the lineup.
Yeah, we've got Gillan, Ronnie.
And then there was the Donato, what's his name?
Yeah, Dave Donato.
Dave Donato wasn't there? There was all these pictures.
I don't know what happened there. That was what we were doing with Dave Donato was just trying him. So we never actually, it was just a case of when Kerrang or whoever it was came down, to see us, we were rehearsing with Dave Donato.
Yeah.
So we gave it a month to try him out, to see what he's going to be like. Like you do with anybody, you give them a period to try him. In a lot of ways, we've done that with Ray. We tried him because when we had Ray, we never had a chance to really try him properly in the studio because we were on tour. So
I know. You did what, 5 dates?
Yeah, we had. That's right.
And then,
we had to find somebody quick.
Yeah, because I came down to your. You had that showcase in.
Oh, that was terrible. Everything.
Yeah. And then I was on the same. I was at the airport when your crew was leaving.
Yeah.
To go to Cleveland, I think it was the first day.
Yeah.
So the crew from, I know some of the crew.
Yeah. Oh, we actually that showcase.
A few days later, it was all changed.
Well, that's what. Well, Glenn, he just even at the showcase, his voice had gone. He couldn't sing them. It's a shame because he's a great talent.
Do you think it's difficult for a new singer in Black Sabbath to sing the old things of Ozzy and Ronnie? Because they had, very different styles. I mean, this new guy seems to sound very much like Ronnie. Especially the first song is like, what?
Yeah. He does actually sound like Ronnie, and he does sing the old stuff very, very similar. And he also sings the Ozzy stuff well as well, very good. But he is more of a Ronnie type singer. And he can handle all the stuff, all the past stuff we've done. And he's good.
The other thing about the tour, apart from getting used to leaving the band, being sacked or whatever, it was that the tour wasn't selling that well.
No, well, it was a total chaos from start to finish, that was. Because dates were changed around even before we went on the road because of Glenn. His voice. Dates were pulled before we.
Yeah, because you were like supposed. What was it? You were supposed to start. Was it last year? Right.
Just over last year. When getting off of 2 years now.
Yes.
18 months, 2 years. Yeah.
You had like a delay of like a month.
That's right.
From the dates that were announced, and then was delayed 2 weeks, and then 3 weeks.
I think that was one of the problems with the tour because we were staggering. We didn't know ourselves whether we were going to be playing or not, and tickets wasn't really having a chance to go on sale. It was suddenly we got a date, and that was it. And nobody sort of knew we were playing. Half of it, we didn't know we were playing. And we couldn't tell ourselves because Glenn, you never knew whether you were going to manage that night or not. It was really nerve-wracking. So it was disastrous, that tour. Disastrous. I mean, even how it was set up was disastrous. Because our management at that time set it up and it was chaotic. It just didn't work out at all. Because they were changing things on the road, and you can't do that. You can't change things around,
What was it? Like Black Sabbath's popularity decreasing? I mean, you must think that you have that album was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And the previous tour with Ronnie was like 81, 82.
Yeah.
So like 3 years. Things changed pretty quickly. Although Black Sabbath.
But we done one with Ian Gillan, and that was a sellout actually.
Oh yeah, you did that one as well.
But so the one with Glenn was the tour after that, really, if you like. But it's just the whole thing from start to finish. From before we went on the road, we were at tenterhooks because we just couldn't see it working out. But we tried. We had to go ahead with it. And we had to give Glenn a chance to see if he could do it, But unfortunately, it comes back on us when something goes wrong, me. Because, if it didn't work out like it didn't with Glenn, it sort of comes back as though it's my fault, or we didn't pull this in or whatever. But it could have been good if it was worked out right, and if Glenn could have managed, because in rehearsals he was sounding great. But as soon as we come to start getting ready for this tour, it was gone.
Well, you seem to. It's amazing how Black Sabbath always had a history of everything that goes wrong always seems to really come back on you. Everybody points the finger at you. Like for example that Ian Gillan thing. That was like, I think if you had bad press with Ozzy Osbourne, that with Ian Gillan was even worse.
Yeah.
Especially after that Reading thing.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, we really have done some disastrous things, and God knows why. I mean, why we did a lot of the things the way we did. And also with that band as well, it was difficult because they were known people. And to get known people to want to rehearse regularly and get the band tight, they don't want to do it. Because they've been around a long time and they think, oh, well, we know how to do it, But you can't emphasise that you need to rehearse and get the show tight and really get into it. You see, up until we done that tour, we never heard him sing properly because he had problems with his voice as well.
Yeah, because that was a surprise. He broke up his band.
Yeah.
Because he said his voice was.
That's right.
He couldn't sing anymore. And then all of a sudden he comes back with Black Sabbath.
That's right. Well, we arranged for him to go in and have a specialist do some operation on his throat, and he was all for it. And then he backed out right at the last minute. So, like at rehearsals, you see, he wouldn't sing. He'd say, "Well, I know, I'll be all right on the night sort of thing. I don't want to sing now because I want to save my voice." Yeah. So we went on and we were rehearsing just musically, Of course, when it came to the time we had to sing, in the studio it was okay, because he could take a break, but doing it on stage it was difficult for me.
Yeah. How much do you think he took control of the band? I mean, from the outset, he should have been like new singer in Black Sabbath, but he shouldn't have had any control whatsoever on the direction of the band. Why that album and the fact that he played
Smoke on the Water.
Smoke on the Water. Seemed like he really put his foot down and sort of imposed his style and his
exactly. No, it was quite give and take. I mean, because when it came to doing some of the tracks on Born Again album, his direction musically was somewhere else, and he was singing certain vocal lines that just, for me, and for Geezer, we didn't think it went. We didn't think that actual vocal melody went with the song. So we'd have to tell him, which was really difficult because somebody who's been around as long as we have, and been, and you have to sort of say, well, we don't think it sounds right. You could do better or whatever. It's difficult to say it. Well, I found it difficult, but we did do it. But I think he must have had a certain influence, I suppose, because you do think, well, is it him or is it us or what? Who is it? Who's right or wrong? You actually do tend to sort of not be sure who's right or wrong. And we did go through that stage because we were wrapped up in the album. We were wrapped up in, sometimes when you get in those situations, you can't see any further than where you are. So when you get away from it and look at it and say, well, that was wrong. I mean, now you can see what's right and wrong, but at the time you can't see. So this happens with most stuff.
Except you always seem to pay, as I said before, you always seem to pay more for the mistakes than other people do. I mean, other people get away with it.
That's right.
Sort of quite easily. You seem to always have a lot of mud to have to clear off your boots.
You see, what we're trying to do in the years is bring people into the band and make them part of the band as opposed to just employing somebody. We've always wanted, since with Ozzy, we always wanted a band as such. And when we had Ronnie, so we brought Ronnie in, and we would really help him along because he was really nervous in the early days, really frightened. Fellas are following Ozzy's footsteps. And Ronnie done great. Ronnie was an incredible singer, but he had to get over that thing because of his size and because of fronting Black Sabbath. You know, he was up for a lot of stick from who knows what. You know? And he done great. So you tend to encourage them and let them do more press and let them, you know, you're geeing them up all the time. But we've always geared them up to the point where they get carried away with themselves and get like this big thing and think, that's it, I'm great now. And they disappear.
Yeah, it's happening again with the radio.
Well, yeah, that's right. But you sort of do it to gear them up because they're part of a band and you want to be part of a band and you sort of, you encourage everybody, you know.
Yeah.
But some people take it too far and get totally carried away with it.
Yeah.
And like Ray, I think Ray did that because he got a bit wrapped up in his head.
Well, he's quite young.
When he's young, that's right. I mean, they grow at first, but when they get carried away, it's difficult to control.
Yeah, no, and the other thing is every time these things happen, well, not with Ray, but every other time, there's been always talks afterwards.
That's right. Yeah.
You accusing them and them accusing
That's
you.
Right, yeah.
You know.
I mean, the ones we have had, the singers we have had have been terrific singers for their...
Ozzy is a character.
He's more of a showman, Ozzy.
He's a showman.
Yeah.
He's not, you can say his voice is...
No, but
I mean, you must know all the troubles you had.
Oh, yeah.
Putting a live album together with Ozzy.
He's a character, as a character he's great. Ozzy is a showman. His voice is not 100%, but he's a showman. It's good. Ronnie's perfect voice. I thought his voice was great.
I've never heard him singing out of tune once.
No, I thought he was great when I great. But then we have problems there, you know. So I mean, all the
is it all a misunderstanding? I mean, I'm misquoting you or Ronnie or Ozzy or whoever. Or you really sort of get carried away when you get into interviews with English press and you really start sliding each other?
I don't know. I think you sort of talked into a point of talking and maybe it does get misinterpreted, I don't know. Because you're answering a question which then sometimes you can answer it in a way and it might sound like you're having a go at somebody. Well, I'm not. I mean, the singers we've had have been terrific singers, but maybe not for this situation. Mm-hmm. I mean, like with... Ronnie was great, no problem. Ian's a great singer for Deep Purple, but it wasn't particularly for us because it didn't work out as such. It didn't it was more with Deep Purple, great. And he's got a unique voice, got a voice of his own. So it works for them. Mm-hmm. And the same with Glenn really for his own stuff, and he worked great. But when we got on the road, it just didn't work with him. So it's a trial and error basis, really. Unfortunately, we've had to go through that. You know, you really want it so much to get the band so right, and you get out there and it goes wrong. It's really heartbreaking because you think, well, this is going to be, you know. And I thought with Glenn, I mean, we really gave him a chance there, and I thought he would really crack it, you know. And all the things I'd heard about him from Gary Moore and God knows what else. I thought, no, you can't, you know, you've got to give him a chance. But of course, obviously, Gary learned the reason why.
Yeah, well, one of the reasons why he was out, he was kicked out by Gary Moore was also the fact that he got involved with the Phenomenal project and Gary Moore didn't really like it.
Yeah. That's right. But as a player, I mean, I've known Glenn for 20 years, I suppose. For ages, and we've all great. But to work together is different, you know, when you start working together.
Yeah, there's always...
I mean, he's a great person, he's really a nice person, he really is. I feel a bit sorry that he can't get sort of moving somewhere. I don't know what it is, it sort of tortures his self in some way. It's a shame, because he's a great singer.
So, for all these singers, how has the sound of Black Sabbath changed?
I think...
has it... Because Ronnie has been saying a lot of times that, for example, you improved a lot as a guitarist in those two albums.
Yeah.
Heaven and Hell and collaboration.
Yeah. Well, you see, with that period with Ronnie, it allowed me to sort of be able to get on with what I wanted to do, which was playing. But with Ozzy, it was a bit more difficult because Ozzy was you had to sort of work hard with Ozzy. You know, you come up with melodies and stuff like that, but he would tend to be lazy in them days, you know, he tend to get a bit sort of too lazy. So you did have to work hard with it.
Say nicely.
But Ronnie was professional, that's what you can call him, he was a professional, and he could do his job, he could do his thing and enjoyed it, and you could play and do your thing too.
So he was allowing you more space?
Yeah, I could play because the way he'd sing and the way he'd put things over, I'd give me a chance to play in between, or, you know, we worked, I thought we worked really well together. We used to sit down and write stuff, just as we are now, sit down and put stuff together, then go and try it with the band. The band would be in the other room, we'd go in, we have all the gear in there, we'd sit in one room, could go in, so we got this idea, let's try it. And it worked really well. But we hadn't worked like that. I'd been worked like that before, until when we had Ronnie. Because with Ozzy we used to just jam away, and Ozzy would come in, get bored and then walk out and come back in.
Have you worked like that afterwards?
We didn't work like with Ian.
I mean, did he allow you enough space where you were free to play, or you were sort of again?
Well, it was a little bit crammed in again, because how we done it with Ian was Ian wouldn't come into the session when we were recording. It's really, I don't know what it is, but everybody has different ways. But Ian never used to want to be there while we were recording this. He wouldn't want to sing while we were playing. So we had to put all the backing tracks down. And Ian would be outside by his campfire. And because we was at the manor, and he had his tent and his campfire there, and he used to sit out there, you know, with his scotch. So then we'd be putting tracks down, and I remember one night I came out, so we put this track called Disturbing the Priest down. And I come out to him, and I said, you know, come in and have a sing to this, you know. I said, so we can see how long you're going to sing. He said, oh, just, you put it down, I'll sing to it. I thought, well, you know, we'd like to hear what sort of thing we could do with it, you know. Because if you're somebody singing with it, you get an idea of how it's going to sound, or what to change, or what. So we were quite in the dark there, so we had to put everything down, basically, musically. And then the vocals went on top. But we didn't know what he was going to sing on the majority of the stuff.
Well, I think that is from what I heard, is that that's the way he always does.
That's right, that's the way he works.
Right. He goes in when everything is finished.
That's right.
He just sings on
That's
top.
how they work. But we worked different because we were always used to at least having an idea how the things are going. So you can change it before, you know, which might be better for them. I think if you work together, and the singer says, well, you know, we could do a change here, we could work on a different change, or that note there, or whatever. You can work on a run or something together, you know.
Yeah, you can sort of see the mistakes.
That's right.
While they happen, not when it's too late. Done, you know.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I felt that album was, you know, we didn't work together on it.
Glenn Hughes?
With Glenn, all the stuff was down before Glenn came. I put all the stuff down musically again.
So again, was what what you wanted to do, or like?
Well, it was a case
so
of
keep one step back, see what's going to be when you can think.
Well, at the time, Glenn wasn't even going to be doing it, you see, because well, the idea was it was going to be a solo project, and I was just putting tracks.
Yeah, that's right. Also, that was another big thing about how you kept the name of the band.
Well, that was down to record companies and stuff again, you know, sort of saying, well, you should keep this, you should do that, management.
I mean, why was it Black Sabbath featuring?
I've no idea. I wanted a solo play. I didn't want it to be involved with a Sabbath thing. And my old management said, you know, this is the way to do it, and whatever else. So they worked it out that way. But that album, as a solo, I just went in and I was putting stuff down, and then I was going to find different singers to sing different tracks.
Yeah.
That was the original idea.
Yeah, I remember I went to do an interview with Ozzy. It was January. January 86. Before Shutting Down came out.
Yeah.
No, sorry, that was the Ultimate Sin. And I saw in his front of the cassette of your album.
Oh, really?
And you said Black Sabbath, you said Tony Iommi.
Who's singing?
No, there was a cassette there on the shelf,
Yeah.
and it was Tony Iommi.
Oh, really?
The cassette of your albums was due out like 2 months later.
Yeah.
So it was definitely a solo project from my piece, and when it came out, it was Black Sabbath again.
Yeah, because
weird.
Yeah, because it shocked me because I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do a Sabbath thing separate. I didn't want it involved with being tied up with the Sabbath thing. So a solo thing, you can just do your thing or whatever. And then a Sabbath thing, how Sabbath is, you know.
Yeah.
Like this album now feels is Sabbath. The album we got now. But the last album wasn't really a Sabbath album. But
do you think you're like confined in a small space? You're forced to do a certain thing because it's the name Black Sabbath. I mean, are you self-conscious when you go into the studio and think,
no.
This is a Black Sabbath album, we have to
actually no,
keep on a second track?
No, because I've done stuff, I just do stuff that I feel I like, you know. Obviously, as a solo project, you tend to sort of venture out and do stuff that is off the wall, really, I suppose. I think I pay a bit more attention to a Sabbath track than I would a solo thing. I want to pay more, look at it more.
Yeah, but Sabbath music is what? I mean, you had a lot of different singers. So the only real line of continuity in Black Sabbath is the sound of the guitar. So even if you have a solo project, you think people look at it as a Black Sabbath album because of the sound, or you think it is something totally different?
Certainly, yeah. They probably do. I don't know how they look at it. I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, I looked on it as a solo project, but that was me.
And it came out as a sort of, the result was a solo project, or you had to change things at the last minute.
Well, there's a lot of change in it because I didn't know who was going to be singing. I didn't know who was going to be on bass in it.
No, I mean, when you realised that it was Black Sabbath again.
Oh, when I realised that, it was.
Or it was like last minute.
It was actually a last minute thing. Which I wasn't pleased about, but at the time I was in a bit of a funny position because you got the record company on one hand saying, you know, you've got to go with it as a Sabbath album, and my old manager saying, you know, it's got to be a Sabbath album. So I can't to battle against two of them and to argue with the record company who's supposed to be releasing the bloody thing, to be saying, well, no. I just wanted the best for that album. And they're saying, well, you are Black Sabbath. You know, why not just release it as a Black Sabbath album? And they're coming out with all these four, and mostly four. And so it went ahead like that. But that was it. That's how that happened.
Because then, you went out on the road as Black Sabbath.
That's right, yeah.
So it was like it would have been strange to have Black Sabbath promoting Tony Iommi,
Yeah, so I wanted to go out as a solo, I think, just as my own name, you see. And management again was saying, no, it's got to be Black Sabbath, probably so they could get more money.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
The name again.
Yeah, that's right.
Go
Yeah.
out and risk.
Because I said I didn't want to go out as Black Sabbath because I didn't want a new band going out as Black Sabbath. I wanted at least some other people from,
Yeah, was
Spain.
there was a talk about Geezer getting back into
Yeah.
Sabbath.
Well, Geezer was playing with me about, 3 months ago now, I suppose. We've done some stuff together. And that's what we talked about doing, that together, doing some stuff together. But he's tied down with another management at the moment. Yeah. So I don't know what's happening now. I haven't spoken to Geezer since because he went away and he's back now, but I haven't spoken to him since.
Well, they had a showcase recently.
Yeah, I heard that. That's
For the record companies,
yeah.
It looks like they're gonna get a deal. I don't know who will.
Yeah. See, he wants to do his solo thing. He said, I want to do this solo thing. He wants to still do a solo thing and maybe do this, I don't know. I haven't really looked on it as him being in the band because I want him to do his own thing. I want him to do, just to get it off his chest what he wants to do.
Is this something that he always wanted to do?
It's something he's wanted to do for quite a while, yeah. And he's had stuff over the years, So it'd be great for him to do it, really.
Yeah, it'd be like to have parallel solo projects and then
come together,
like Sabbath every now and then.
Yeah, I mean, I do enjoy playing with Grease. I mean, it's a great thing. But it's been good for me too, even playing with other people. Because I've never played with another bass player for 20 years without Goose, and to play with Dave and then Bob Days and stuff was different for me. But I enjoyed it. I mean, they're both really good players.
Do you find it easy to switch that to somebody else, another bass player, or?
I didn't at first. I found it quite hard. I thought, well, I'm going to do it, but they fitted in well. They sort of played.
Because Bob is like, he's been around for a long time. He's been playing with a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I guess it's not too difficult to sort of come to terms with another guitarist or a drummer.
That's right. Yeah.
But Spitz is like, it's a new.
Yeah.
Kid and he's
that's right. Yeah. So energetic.
It's like two totally different styles and.
Really? I mean, he does actually on the live show. He plays. I mean, he obviously sits down. He's got Geezer stuff afterwards. I mean, he plays exactly what the Geezer would play. But it's different again when they get in the studio because they have to create, and that's where all these people are lost. You see, they can copy anybody perfectly, but when it comes to creating, that's the difference I've noticed with people like that. It's quite different kettle of fish.
He was great.
Except Ronnie, Ronnie, I mean, and Glenn, of course, Glenn came up with some great ideas. I mean, Glenn was singing vocals and great melodies.
Yeah. So how's your guitar style changed?
On this album?
No, through the years.
It's hard.
I know it's a long thing. But if you can sort of...
It's hard to say myself because I'm living with it, so I don't see it changing so much. I think people from the outside might see it changing, but it's hard for me to sort of pinpoint where it's changed or how it's changed.
Well, I know, but from the outside, it's difficult to see whether it's a matter of production, a matter of mixing, a matter of different equipment that you might use, or it's you change style.
I've changed it.
To me, I don't know, it seems easier from the inside or something.
Does it?
I don't know.
I'm playing slightly different style on solo stuff, but not much. I don't think not much. Sounds changed slightly. I think on some of the solos on the new album, I've changed the sound a bit on the solos, made it a little bit more thinner, if you like, a bit more cutting. But I can't really say exactly how it's changed. I mean, the chord formations and stuff are still very much the same. for the vibrato chords and stuff.
Yeah. How did you, because you always, a lot of guitarists play very fast and furious, really heavy. You've always been sort of, in a way, quote unquote, slow. It's always been slow, but it was always very hard. Very sort of, how did you manage to create this sound, which is like very characteristic of Black Sabbath, that a lot of people have been copying for years?
Well, it just came about really. I think from the day one when we started, we were doing blues and jazz sort of stuff, and we were doing mostly 12-bar blues just to get enough numbers to do a show. So every number was which was 12 bars, just so we could get on and do a show. But it gave me the opportunity to start playing a lot, to do a lot of stuff, because there's a lot of solos in them days.
I've always been playing both rhythm and solo guitar.
But I mean, them days I was doing a lot of just guitar, actual solos. There'd be a little bit of vocal, then all guitar. Purely because we didn't have any words to sing, so it was all solo, and that was it. But I sort of got into that just stroke, I think, just naturally just fell into it. I don't know. I've never been a sort of one of these sort of players that plays that way. I can't sort of get the hang of that style of playing. That's a new era of playing, actually. And I've done most of the trills and stuff, like most people do it now like this. I still do it in the fingers. I'll just move this hand very little. Which is part of my style. I mean, to start doing all the flexion hand quick, I forget to do it. I don't sort of play that way.
So you don't use the flexion that much, but you use, you're fast with the fingers.
Where today's style tends to be a lot of flexion stuff. They're doing all fast. They sound like fast runs, but a lot of it's flexion stuff.
You mean like people like John Sykes? That sort of fast.
It's a lot of flexion work, which is good, and I mean, I suppose it came about a lot from Van Halen sort of days when people started doing a lot of the faster stuff. It's come on and got more and more into the drum.
And then the heavy sound is what, distortion?
It's my sound. It's not more of a clean distortion, if you like. It's an overdrive sound. But there's a difference between the sounding a raggy distortion and a clean distortion, and mine's sort of a cleaner sort of distortion. No, I keep the same.
You keep the same?
Yeah, I don't touch it. I very rarely touch the guitar at all. It's full on, and that's it. And it's unless I'm doing a quieter part, and I'll knock onto the bass pickup and I'll play a jazzy bit or something. Or some kind of classical thing. I'll play it on the bass pickup.
For example, on the scallop and now? What do you use there?
I used acoustic on that one, but if I do I should just turn it down and play it. Electric.
You never use acoustic on stage?
No. Never.
Why is that? You never had it? I mean, you had bits of acoustic here and there.
But I never use it on stage really because of changing over, because of just keeping people away. I just tend to play it all on my guitar and turn down or try and create a similar sound on the electric guitar. Which can't really, but better than.
But I suppose people accept it because of the live version.
That's right.
So
I think just put the guitar in and pick up acoustic is a lot of fiddling about, and I like to just stick to one. I'm very much into one guitar all the time. I don't know. I've got loads of guitars, but I still can't get the hang of using other ones.